Welcome to Question and Declare. Every Monday I send out a tweet in which I ask you a very poignant sports question. Then you declare your answer, which side of the fence you are on. Today's question, Incognito or Martin? You know the story. Richie Incognito is accused of bullying Jonathan Martin, is accused of extorting money from Jonathan Martin to a certain extent. However, what about the Jonathan Martin side of things? Is he culpable? In a locker room, it's about somebody's bullying you. You're supposed to stand up for yourself. And if you're the type that doesn't, does that show you're just not cut out for the NFL? So I asked you to declare, Martin or Incognito. And our first tweet comes to us from Richie B. Richie says, check Schefter's tweets about what Incognito said to Martin. You'll have your answer to your inquiry. Well, number one, I don't even know what inquiry means. That's too advanced for my vocabulary. But number two, if we look at what you said, yeah, I saw the Adam Schefter tweets. They were in relationship to the N-word being used by Richie Incognito. I'm not really going to go nuts on that because even though it bothers me, the rest of his teammates say they still want Incognito to be on the team. If they're the ones saying that, I don't really know if my opinion matters much. I hate the N-word being used at all in any sort of environment, so I can't justify it in any way. Our next tweet comes to us from Jay. Jay says, pretty sad how Wolf ran his mouth saying bullying doesn't exist. Well, Jay, my opinion on that is if you have a problem with what Wolf says, tweet Wolf. Don't tweet me on it. I have nothing to do with what Wolf says. Our next one comes to us from Ryan. And Ryan says, it becomes harassment at the age of 18. It's no longer bullying. That term is used for children. I don't really know about that because isn't this a classic case of bullying? If you look at it from that perspective, in which you are holding something over someone else and you're not letting them out from underneath you. I don't mind the term use of bullying, but I don't mind harassment. I think your argument is neither here nor there. Not wrong to bring it up, but where are you really getting to with that point? The key is, do you want Jonathan Martin on your team if he's not willing to stand up to a bully? But number two, do you want Richie Incognito anywhere near your team when you have a track history of a guy who's basically been a bad guy? Our next tweet comes to us from Wesley. And Wesley's opinion is a little different. Wesley goes with, the Cardinals should consider Incognito. He's from Glendale and would settle down the lineman issue. Now this changes the conversation. He's actually declaring he wants Richie Incognito as a member of the Arizona Cardinals. I do not. Richie Incognito has an amazing track history of being a dirty player, of a guy that runs around bars demanding anybody get into a fight with him. He's been kicked off his college team twice and yelled and screamed at his Rams professional head coach, and that's why he's no longer with St. Louis. Why in the world would we want to bring that in? No way. The next tweet comes to us from Steve, who follows along with what Wes is saying. And Steve says, of course we want to bring this guy in. It's time for him to be a member of the Cardinals. No way, Steve. What's he bring to the table? Is he above average guard? Yes. Do the Cardinals have below average guards? Yes. But I think when you add the 15-yard penalties on top of it, it's no different than, it's actually worse than giving up an 8-yard sack. Here is one from My Buddy Insanity. Well, his real tweet handle is Your Buddy Insanity. And Your Buddy, if you know him on a first name basis, goes with, he wants Incognito for a different reason. He wants to see the chemistry, the fireworks of Incognito versus Dockett. If you didn't know, Dockett hates Richie Incognito. So have these two go at it in practice, they consider it entertaining. What's amazing is just about every single person is going against Richie Incognito unless he's willing to play for the Arizona Cardinals. I say you got to look at Martin on why he would allow this to happen to himself. Does he really embrace the culture of football? I look at Incognito and say, why would anybody ever want Richie on their team? I say I don't want either of them.